Today I gave Martin 30 coins against none other than Hikaru Nagamura. And for surprisingly, Martin find mate in 3. So I'm saying like he find because of the Viking. That's why I give Hikaru Bot 4 pawns in front of the king. So this game is going to be crazy. Let's see. Hikaru started the game with c3, not developing the knight, just pushing the pawn to make the king more secure. Queen to g4 is just hanging the queen. By the way, you can sack multiple queen for the multiple pawns and the pieces. Instead, you are going to have like tons of queens, Martin. But I don't think so. Martin is seeing that and just hanging the queen. Like I think after Ponte, he wants to just do this. But Hikaru is Hikaru. He's not going to fall for your trap. H3 hitting the queen. Now you have to move the queen and no queen to b3. And the idea is just offering a trade. And if you take like this, your rook hang. And yeah, Hikaru play the move. Queen takes b3. He just trading the queen. He just trading the queen. Not only trading the queen, he going to lose the rook after all trades. And that doesn't happen because Martin just play queen takes e3. Not even taking the queen. Yeah, it's a swag. It's a swag. Just queen take pawn, and after pawn takes e3, he play queen to d4. The queen is hanging here, and now queen is hanging here. Doesn't change anything, but just the position of the queen. f4, just kicking this queen wants to kick, but Martin have like tons of queens, so he can sacrifice a lot. But queen to b5, not even thinking about take, and just moving the queen one square. I don't know, Martin know that queen can move in a long diagonal or on the squares, but he just moved the queen one square. Doesn't make sense at all. Queen to d1. You gotta say, bro, you don't want to trade? I'm coming back. Like a2, queen a2, queen takes one is it Martin sees this move, and that's a surprisingly good move because you just trading the rooks. And Hikaru play bishop to d2, not even just giving up the complete rook, like and the pawn as well. And Martin sees that all and play queen to g4. Let's go. We're having a fight here, and now here Martin is not going to attack you from one side. He's going to attack you all over the places. Like look at this king side, queen side attack, and in the center attack, everything is hanging. Hikaru is not taking anything. Queen takes a2, and finally he takes and queen to e4, moving the queen one square. Martin think queen is just move one square. I don't know why. Rook to a5, giving up the rook completely free. Three queens can take literally, and nothing but queen takes d3 and knight to f3. Hikaru developing the knight, not even taking the so much hanging queen. By the way, like there are tons of queen that is just hanging in the position. Hikaru ignore all of that and just develop the knight peacefully. That's how we say it's a grandmaster nurse control. Like it is what it is. And queen takes b2. The queen infiltrate successfully. And this queen backing up with two queens. Now even you can take the knight. Not only you take the knight, you take the bishop. You can take everything in the position. Hikaru play rook to c5 and takes another queen. What do you think, Martin? Going to take back or just going to ignore? Yeah, you think correct? Ignore. What you going to do, Hikaru, when your opponent doesn't give a fuck what you are doing? Hikaru say, let's just give me this queen, right? What we can do, right? Queen to e6, moving the queen one square, not here, but here, one square again. Not giving a fuck about this rook. This rook is just hanging. Whoa, and like, look at this. Queen having the staring contest, not taking. By the way, after queen take and king take, you take this knight and it's completely GG all over the play, but it is what it is. Martin is not going to do that. Bishop to e2, unpinning the knight, by the way. And if you're thinking the knight can move now, the rook, I think Hikaru is going to castle. Queen take rook. Finally, Martin see that he can take the rook and he takes, and Hikaru play king to f1, just moving the king one square. And when the king move, you just left the queen there, not protected by the queen, but the bishop. So after this queen take knight is going to be a pin. Martin doesn't see that, by the way. He play queen to b6, aligning up four queens on the b file, and I think the idea he have is just to take everything and win the game. But Hikaru is Hikaru. He play queen to e1. He said, "Look, man, if you don't want to trade, I'm not going to trade with you. Like taking this is so good. Like taking this is so good because you trade everything and you win the game." Queen to a4. He just moved the queen like here, and now boom back, and now there is three queens on b file again. By the way, we just ignore that, and a c4 is a kind of move, just threatening the queen. Yes, of course, Martin going to respond that pawn threat. Queen to d7. Now we are just making backward move. Not only backward move, we are setting up the pieces for the next game because Martin sees that he can win even though without using the queens, but he have only the queens. That's why bishop to d1. The idea is nothing. He just want to play a move, and this is hanging. Doesn't take. Queen to f5, moving the queen one square again. Hikaru play bishop e2. I think he just want to make the just back and forth move. Like he have nothing to move, right? Queen to f6. Martin is also going back, and queen to d1. And the idea is nothing, literally nothing. There is no idea behind this. He just want to make back and forth, and queen to h5, and just moving the queen like two squares. So Martin just know that queen can move two squares. So I don't know. And Hikaru takes the queen. Hikaru takes the queen. The queen attack two queen. The question is literally all of you, is Martin going to see that threat or going to respond with queen takes pawn, or he is just going to ignore? Yes, absolutely. You are 100% correct because in this position, he is going to take the pawn. Suck my day. He play queen to b7. Queen to b7. Just take my queen, Hikaru. What you're going to do? Hikaru takes the queen, and now this queen is still attack two queens. And in this position, Martin sees that. Martin sees that and takes the pawn with the queen. And Hikaru throw pawn h4, queen to c5. Just I don't know. Just putting another queen into the like on the c5. He just wants to sap or what? I don't know. But h5, just moving the pawn, and now this queen is hanging. What are you going to do? By the way, you cannot take the queen that because that's just a pin, and it is also looking like a checkmate because knight go back and you sack the queen, and then it's checkmate. Doesn't happen in the game. Queen to e7, moving the queen from the back rank. Literally, how you can even do that? But king to g1, protecting the rook, and the idea is take because absolutely that is going to lose the game on the spot because if you take queen take rook checkmate. And in this position, queen to f8, he just moved the queen there and just going back. Look at this, he just moved the queen there to e7 and now going back. Man, I say, oh, I made a mistake. Knight to c3, developing the knight. This knight is getting developed on literally 25th move of the game. Literally, can you believe this? But it is what it is. Queen to e7, and Hikaru just put the knight into the center, and queen a3, bishop e1, just going back with the bishop. The queen align itself with this queen. By the way, look at this queen journey, and this queen come from the a6. You can go queen to a2 in one go, but no, he's Martin. He's going to play queen a3 first and then queen a2. It's looking like you're taking the via like airplane ticket or whatever it is. But knight takes queen and queen takes knight, and Hikaru threaten the queen. The queen is hanging. Martin respect that? Not at all. Not at all. He's not going to respect your threats. Hikaru. He play pawn takes queen because the rook is protecting by the knight and the pawn, and it's no longer a checkmate. That's why he takes the queen. The pawn attacks both the queen, and like the previous time, this time also he ignores. And Hikaru takes the queen with a check, and after king take, bishop to c3. Now you can see like it's a fork. It's not fork because the bishop is completely hanging, not even protected by one piece. And now Hikaru is under a lot of pressure. By the way, queen take bishop is also possible. But in this position, Martin sees that bishop attack the queen on b2 and the queen on g7 and play queen to c6, hanging both the queens. And Hikaru play the move pawn to d4, attacking the queen. Bishop is still hanging, by the way. And now Martin sees that he can take the bishop. He takes the bishop. By the way, you can take this queen, but then queen take queen, bishop take it. There is a lot of lines. Rook to h3. Now the rook is protected by this. Like, look at this king, by the way. So savage king. Can't even move. Like, why this king move? There is a lot of queen that can capture that piece, but the king capture for some reason. Queen to b4, tying up with the queen on c3. Now we are heading toward endgame with a lots of queen. By the way, it's not endgame because you just don't have the queens, or but it is what it is. Queen to c2, giving up the queen literally one, two, three ways. And yeah, you heard correct. Martin takes the queen and see that queen is hanging. Now the bishop is hanging. Where he going to move the bishop? Not anywhere. Hikaru throw the check to e5, but queen takes knight, and I'm surprised Martin see that queen take knight is not generally a move Martin style, because you're taking the knight with the queen, but also you are not moving the king when it's in check. You are capturing the piece that attacks the king. And Hikaru play d5, not even taking the queen. He just pushed the pawn to threaten the queen. But Martin play queen takes e2, and it's game over, guys. It's game over. You can't protect this pawn, and after you lose this, it's checkmate. And that what exactly happened in the game. King to h2, queen takes pawn e4, queen takes f2. Look at this queen. Now one, two, three queen just on the second rank looking for this king. And in this position, b takes c6 queen, queen take rook checkmate. Martin checkmate the Hikaru with literally up 30 queens, but now he has 20 queens. Literally, he just lose 10 queen in the process. And now, by the way, 11, but if you can't rightly. But look at this. Martin wins against Hikaru. If you like the video, just click on the like button. I'm going to be doing the next video, and then goodbye.